Hello everybody, we're back in the shop finishing up that exhaust on the CJ5 Snowblower Jeep, and I've been getting a bunch of questions about the tubing I'm using for the exhaust, and here's some of it right here. This is 2-inch OD, 180 wall, and what this is cold drawn 1026 steel. And I think you can see in there, there's no seam in there. This is seamless tubing, and that's what I'm using for this. There was a few guys saying it wouldn't work and I would have trouble with it, but I've had this stuff on vehicles for years. It works very well, and I'm just putting it on that snowblower Jeep because I'm making a heavy-duty vehicle there, and I just don't want to be bothered with rusting out exhausts. And I'm coming off that FJ project where I spent weeks and weeks working with stainless, and I just didn't feel like using stainless again. And sometimes stainless goes through too many hot and cold cycles, or if it's real hot and it gets wet, sometimes it has a tendency to crack, and I didn't want that on a vehicle that'd be out in the snow. So I'm just using some heavy tubing here, and you know, not telling everybody to do it, but just showing you what I'm doing, giving some guys some ideas. A lot of guys don't like it, and they've let me know about it. But this is what I'm doing. So just follow along if you like it, and you know, don't watch it if you don't. So I'm going to take you over to the vehicle and show you the completed exhaust. Okay, here's our chassis again. Kind of cloudy out today. I hope you can see this okay. And starting from our exhaust manifold, we come down and then come outside the frame here. And I think you can see this is what I'm using. We're not clamping this together. I turn these heavy discs on the lathe, and as you can see, I welded them to each side of the pipe. I welded those inside and out so they're 100% gas tight, and there'll be a gasket in here. I don't have those in yet. We're just finishing up hanging everything. Well, not hanging it, but just getting it in here. I'll show you the hangers when I do those also. So there's 4 bolts in here. This will come apart. High temperature gasket will go in there and gets squeezed back together, and that'll be a nice joint. Originally, if this was a CJ5 with a T90, your exhaust would come right through here. It wouldn't come outside the frame, it'd come right through here. But with the T98 and this transmission sticking out right here, there's no room for the exhaust. So this is what they did on 4 speeds. They kept it outside the frame, and they went back inside the frame, and then up over the rear axle. I've just got some rope there. That's what you're seeing there, just to keep it up until I get the hangers in. So we come up over the rear axle. There's that heavy duty muffler we made. You can go back and see that in another video if you haven't seen it. And here's the tailpipe, and it comes right out the back. And this will get hung, and the muffler will slide over just a little bit like that when I get the hangers in there. And I'll show you how I hang it with some better than, you know, auto store hangers. They don't last very long, and I'll show you how I hang this when I get some material in. So you can see we've got another flange in there, and another flange in there, and this will be very easy to come apart if we need to service it at all, because you're not crushing one tube onto another with a muffler clamp like a regular thin wall system. But this is how I run them when I don't have a PTO going on here. If there was a PTO going on here, this pipe over here would kick way up, and your muffler would sit right close to the floor. When I know there's not going to be a PTO going in there, I keep them down a little bit. It keeps the heat out of the vehicle, and it doesn't burn the paint off the floor and stuff like that. If you keep them low like this, you could run your shaft over it and still hit your hole right here to put your PTO on. But it's just It's just something I do. I don't like them real close to the floor because it does heat up that floor quite a bit. So I keep them down a little bit. And just something to be aware of if you're making your own exhaust or doing anything like that. So when we get to hanging this, again, I've got some material coming in. I'll show you how I do it. We'll hang it right here in the original spot, right at the muffler. Then we're going to hang it again on the other side of the muffler. And then we'll hang the tailpipe either off the rear cross member or off the frame. There's a hole right there. We'll hang it there. And then originally, all exhaust systems were hung right off here. So we'll put another hanger right at this cross member, and that'll hold everything. And it'll be flexible. It'll be able to, be flexing around. And then finally, we will put one more hanger right here, and that'll take the weight of all that heavy tubing off of the manifold. We don't want to break the manifold right here or anything, so we're going to make sure that's secured real well. So there'll be 5 hangers in there, and they'll be made out of urethane. I've got some urethane coming in, a sheet of it, and we'll cut them out and hang them, and I'll show you how to make nice flexible hangers that last forever. Not like that, just that rubber auto store stuff. And like I say, we're just trying to make this as trouble-free as possible. There's a shot of that clutch linkage again. Other than greasing and maintenance and stuff like that, I don't like replacing parts as they wear out real fast. Exhaust systems don't last much anymore. They're getting worse and worse. The mufflers are horrible now. Even the exhaust pipe. Some guys only get a couple years out of them and they're rusted right out. But this one should last for quite a long time. And like I say, I just don't like being under there doing stuff that you should just be able to do one time. So that's where the chassis is at. I got to get the radiator in and the hoses on. I got to get that generator in. I'm still going to show you guys how to make some nice bushings. And we'll get this thing fired up. And you can see, it's kind of hard to see, everything's painted black, but you can see that motor mounts. Those are those motor mounts that I make out of polyurethane, and they last a long time, and they don't wear out like the rubber ones. So I've got one on each side, and they work real good. And like I say, we'll get it fired up, and then we got to start working on some drive shafts. You can see we're just going to have a little short guy in the back, and I've got to lengthen the front one, and I've got them cut apart right now. I just got to get some DOM tubing and get it cut to the right size and put the ends on, get them welded up. But it's coming along. Everything's happening at once, but we'll get it fired up next, and we'll see what that exhaust sounds like. And that's about it for today. So hope you're enjoying the snowblower build series, and if you like it, hit the like button or subscribe to see what's happening next. And as always, thanks for watching, and catch you on the next video.